Hi, my name is Derek Henry with XLEV8 Consulting, and in this quick video we're going to walk through how to download, install, activate, and use the XLEV8 Add-in suite, at least as it relates to Excel. So to get a copy of this, to license it, go to XLEV8.co. Don't put an M in here, that's a common mistake, it's .co, and navigate to the apps page. Variety of information on here, blogs, great information, all kinds of things, how to work efficiently. But what you're looking for most likely is the Purchase License Now button, or you could download a free 30-day trial. Let's assume you're going to do the Purchase License Now. Just fill in the details of your name, your email address. This is a key field, your email address, because you're going to use that when you license it. And what you're going to do once you purchase is it's going to present you with your license key and the download files. Now you're also going to get an email that looks a lot like this that will show you the link to download, again, as well as your the license key. So let's assume you've done that. You're going to get in your downloads folder a zip file. Now, very important, you must unzip the file. So extract that to wherever you want to do that. Then it's going to go somewhere like right here, right? So double click in there and you'll see the files that you need to use to install. Now, don't click the bottom files, those are going to be used for installing. Click the Open Me First sheet, or the file, that's why it was named that. So once you open that, it's going to give you very detailed instructions on what to do. Pull it over to this window. So follow the instructions. Now, you can copy just the Excel add-in. You can also copy all the files, so that would be Excel plus PowerPoint and Word. Now, sometimes when you try to run the macro to install these, you come up with some issues with settings that your administrators might have locked down. I know I had that issue, so there are alternate instructions for manually copying and installing. Those are on this other sheet here within this file. Let's say that you copy here, right? You may or may not have any issues with that. Might be like this, okay? So if you see a message like that, then manually come in here and follow the instructions on the sheet. It's going to tell you exactly where to copy these. You even have links over here where to put these things. So you're going to copy files like this one into your add-ins folder. Okay, and so once you've done that, you can come back in here and pick up with the next step. Again, this may or may not work depending on how the settings are of your organization. So you can click the Install button. Now, if everything's working correctly, it should install the add-in and it should prompt you to enter your key and your email. So right here, I'm going to put in my test email address, and back from the email that we got when we downloaded it, we're going to copy and paste this license key. And so it should, right then and there, activate, and then you should be off and running. Now that activation goes for the entire add-in suite, so if you are going to install PowerPoint and Word, all you're going to have to do is license through there, and it's going to use that to drive everything. So once you've done that, this file has some useful stuff. So how does this thing work? Well, it's going to install a tab on your ribbon at the top, right? XLEV8, or XLEV8 for short. It's organized by category, so common things that you're doing when you are working in Excel. Each of these categories has different menus, and then within the menus you're going to see macros like this one of my favorites, the Paste Special Picker. It's going to show any keyboard shortcuts you have assigned within brackets just like this, and it's going to give you a little bit of a description as to what that is. Now, as good as the menu is here, as good as the user interface is, that's not the intention to be the most useful thing. So one of the first shortcuts I recommend you learn is for the macro search box. This is going to be Control-Shift-W. What that's going to do is pop up a box so you can easily see or search for different macros that you might be running. Like let's say you wanted to copy a bunch of sheets, or you wanted to copy files. There's a way to copy files, bulk file copy, that would be that one. It's all kinds of things. So as you navigate down this list, press the up and down arrows after you type a couple of letters and it suggests things. It's going to show you different descriptions and where it's located on the ribbon, when it was added, you know, how complex is it, the automation factor, etc. And it's going to repeat that description. Now the other thing you can do here with the full name listed, once you go up and down on with the arrows or you type the whole thing in, it's going to allow you to set shortcuts. Now if we go to another one, there's a toggle cell highlight. That's one of my favorites. Control Y is a default. So you see here, this is a lowercase y. Put in a lowercase or uppercase letter and press set. So you have 52 different shortcuts you can set up. I would try not to overwrite the standard ones like Control C for copy or Control V for paste. You know, those are pretty important. You're probably used to those. Don't want to override those. But for everything else, you can set and unset quickly right here. You can also toggle whether it's a favorite or not. Now, the favorite is going to determine whether or not they were included in when you filter. So right now it's showing everything, but if you were to filter this, it would only show favorites when you were to search. You know, some people like to favorite, 30 or 40 of these, hide everything else, and toggle that back and forth. And then lastly, if you check the box to include workbook macros, any of the macros that are in your active file when you run this are also going to be included. So as long as you know the name for those, you can quickly run them just by using the search box, as opposed to having to go up to the macro menu or however else you're running them. So this is a good one to know. Control-Shift-W is going to launch the macro search box here. Press Escape to clear out the search term that you have, and press Escape again when it's blank to hide it. Now, to set keyboard shortcuts in bulk, the last sheet in this Open Me First file is Assign Macro Shortcuts. Now, the default shortcuts that are set are going to be listed off here to the right. Now, if you want to learn how these work, you can print this. If we go to print the preview for the printer, this is what it's going to print. It's only going to print this part right here, not the whole thing. So this is a very easy way to learn what is set by default. You can override these if you want. These are the common ones people tell us are really helpful. And then one other thing you might want to know, to assign defaults. Now, a lot of the defaults are already kind of set up. You don't have to really mess with stuff, but the way that you might want to transfer your settings from one computer to another, you might want to back them up. If you were to run a search box and type the word default, so you'll see this for Word, PowerPoint, and then Excel is just without the word. Assign macro defaults, that's what you'd run. What you're going to see is this right here. Now, I didn't run it because it does take a few seconds because there's so many settings. I mean, you can see here it goes all the way to row 325. So all the different settings that are out there, it saves this on your local machine, but if you want to transfer those, this is one way you can run this, save this file, send it to your other machine, copy and paste it, and then when you run the macro with this sheet in the file, it will try to update these. So if you want to transfer from one to the other, or if you want to set different settings in bulk, like what colors do you want to use, what formats, those are the types of things people tend to change, you can also use that same methodology. Let's see here, basic navigation, so we covered that. Macro search box, how to run them, how to set shortcuts. Lastly, we will talk about the cheat sheet. So within the zip file that you download, there is also a cheat sheet. So we're going to open this, pull it over here so you can see it. This is a really useful file that you can easily print out, have at your desk, that shows you some of the most common things, including, gosh, that's a big zoom. There you go. Some of the common things that the keyboard shortcuts are by default, and then some of the other things that you can do within the add-in. So use that, reference it, come back to here if you have questions, submit something on the feedback, and there you go. That's how you get started. That's how you use it. So good luck. Save a lot of time. Thanks for watching.